Hello, this is Ryan with Connect Asheville. I'm sitting here with Blake, the co-founder of HempX and Hemp Hootenanny, which will be happening at Franny's Farm. We're here to talk a little bit about hemp in North Carolina, how it got started here and the future of hemp, as well as what HempX is and why you should come and check it out this year. So, hello Blake, it's nice to see you, man.
Hey Ryan, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So tell me a little bit about hemp in North Carolina.
So it's going great. I mean, as the southern states, we're one of the states in the South that's innovating and collaborating. This is the second year of our pilot program. We started last year, grew 965 acres across the state. And this year we expect to grow about 4,000 acres. And that's a combination of CBD, growing for grain, as well as growing for fiber. So depending on where you are in the state, farmers are diversifying. But we're still in the early stages. We're still trying to define the market and the opportunity. And more importantly, for Jill and myself, figuring out how we can transform some of the rural communities out there with industrial hemp that truly need help.
Right, I've got you.
And, you know, we got into this, Ryan, in a very activist way. Our friend Brian Bullman from Carolina Hemp Company called us 4 years ago, and he was repping Canna Energy. And his energy drink was getting taken off the shelves from a sheriff and others because they thought it had drugs in it.
Okay.
So Jill and I got involved on the activist side, trying to figure out why products with CBD were being targeted, including Brian's energy drink. And we attended the North Carolina Industrial Hemp Symposium, the first gathering held in North Carolina, learned that the bill was on the horizon and that it was possibly going to be legal in that calendar year. So Jill and I came back, met with our friends at Highland Brewing Company, Leah and Grant and the whole crowd, and says, can we stage a free event called HempX Asheville here in Asheville to really educate people what this future opportunity is going to be like.
Right. And how did that go?
It went great. We had 2,000 people there.
Wow.
You know, and it was free.
For the first event?
For the first event.
That's awesome.
And they were, I mean, Leah and the folks here were nice enough that, you know, they didn't, I mean, we just exchanged it in a way that we staged the event. We left it open for the public since there was no ticket price.
Right.
So it really worked out great because I think people realized that we were just there to educate. And that's why Jill and I chose the name HempX.
Okay.
Because there's so much confusion around hemp and it always gets mixed in with its crazy cousin marijuana, that by calling our entity HempX, we couldn't be defined, and we didn't want to be defined before we staged and educated the festivals we were interested in.
Right, yeah, that makes sense. I think a lot of people, when they hear the word hemp, their mind instantly goes to cannabis and to marijuana, as opposed to thinking of all the other uses that hemp has. So you were talking about some of those uses. You said CBD oil, as far as medical variety of hemp goes, as well as fiber.
Fiber.
So it can be used for creating paper as well as like clothing.
Absolutely. When you talk on your fiber side, when you strip across a part of the plant, you can create hempcrete, which binds with lime for hempcrete building.
Concrete hemp.
That's right, basically.
Wow, okay,
yeah.
All right.
And you can also create clothing, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, as you blend that with maybe another eco-friendly fiber, or alpaca is a new trend with a lot of fiber farmers throughout the South. They're blending a lot of that. But we're real interested out here in some of the food options, as in hemp seed is a huge business. We imported $45 million worth of hemp seed into the country last year from Canada. And that's the hemp seeds that are used in all your food items that you can pick up at the Whole Foods of the world.
Superfood, right?
Like superfood.
Okay.
So there's a market there that's untouched because most of those seeds are being cleaned up in New York. So there's just an example on the food side where there's an opportunity. And for us out here, we're artists and crafters. We see more opportunity in grain, fiber, and food than CBD just because we don't have the hundreds of acres that the farmers in eastern North Carolina do.
Okay, and then I guess we've also got some of the spaces still left over from cotton and that maybe could be reutilized as manufacturing facilities to be able to create So.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of our tobacco farmers from North Carolina are starting to get involved because really what it boils down to, folks, and I'm a native of Asheville, Western North Carolina. My dad's family was in farming. Every farmer out there just wants to be able to pass their land off to the next generation with a sustainable opportunity.
Yeah.
And we're not seeing that with cotton. We're not seeing that with soybeans. So industrial hemp is not the magic bullet. And I hate to use a gun term right now, but it is part of a winning formula. And that we need to take a hard look at how industrial hemp can play a role in revitalizing North Carolina as a great agricultural state. I mean, we're known as a great agricultural state because of tobacco.
Right.
Obviously, tobacco has fallen out of favor. But for those farmers that were part of the tobacco buyout program and others that have unutilized land, like you mentioned, they're starting to get interested in this industrial hemp opportunity.
Right.
Can I use my existing land for this?
Right, and other companies are also getting interested, such as I heard about Hempe. Is that correct? Somebody's created tempeh out of hemp?
That's right.
Now?
Our friend Smiling Hara
That's right, yeah,
have been
Smiling
messing with hemp since the early days and have created some wonderful products.
Banbury Balm's using that.
That's right. That's
currently,
right. The Hempe, and then Green Sage is doing their Hempe tacos.
Okay.
So Chad and Sarah that own Smiling Heart, definitely two of the innovators in this industry on the food side. That's a great example.
Yeah.
They're out there, folks, near Barnardsville, and innovating on the food side even before industrial hemp was legal in North Carolina. But what they did, Ryan, they got their first hemp from my friend Mike Lewis up in Kentucky and started creating their Hempe product. Mike Lewis was the first farmer that was allowed to plant once the pilot programs got back in place in 2014. He's a farmer from Kentucky.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
So, and my point being here is that there's so much talent already out here, and there's so many artists and crafters that are ready to get involved in this industry. We just have to really be very careful that we want to form the right collaborations, because ultimately anybody like myself that's been in this for a long time, we have to be sure that from plant to processing to product on the shelf, we can keep it within a 50 to 100 mile radius, or the farmer's going to lose money.
Yeah.
And the farmer's lost money for far too long, so we have to figure out how that farmer can remain strong and build sustainability.
Right.
So that's
Helping
really
support community.
That's really why I'm in it, man. I'm turning 50 years old this year, and I've done plenty of things in my life, but I like doing this because I'm helping people I'll never meet, and that is fulfilling in itself. And I think hemp is here for a reason.
Yeah.
Naturally, and there's no other plant out there you can clothe, feed, and shelter yourself with.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
So tell me a little bit about HempX.
Okay.
Yeah.
HempX, HempX Asheville, as it developed the first 2 years at Highland being free, I did a festival up in Kentucky called Hemp in the Holler.
Okay.
And I did these hands-on workshops with about 150 to 200 people, and I started getting the feedback like, hey, I got a lot out of this.
Yeah.
Instead of, being in a room with 200 vendors, I could actually put my hands on hemp and create something with hemp. So last year I started thinking, I really need to shift this festival onto a farm, onto a place where people could experience hemp. And since I'd helped plant hemp in Kentucky, I needed to be able to plant hemp in North Carolina myself. And that's when I found Franny. And people had told me about Frances Tacey that owns Franny's farm out in Leicester with her husband Jeff. But it it was serendipitous that we came together. And I said, Franny, I have been through so much in the last 4 years to just keep on pushing to make this legal. And I've come part of the way. I need somebody to go the rest of the way. And she has done that. And so we moved HempX Asheville to her farm last year, planted 2 acres of fiber out there for research. This year we're planting a ½ acre of CBD out there.
Oh, wow.
So we're just, diversifying a little bit. And Vote Hemp and the HIA National Chapter has named Franny as the featured farmer for 2018. So we're having a big early event. Yeah, I know. She's real excited.
That's a big deal.
It is. There's only one farmer they pick that they feel is a true ambassador for the industry, and knowing that Franny's been in this for a short time, it just tells you the tenacity and the electricity and the energy she brings to it, Ryan. So we're real happy to have found her. But yeah, they're all coming down from DC and California on Tuesday, June the 5th, and we're going to have an event that benefits the organic grower school called Hemp Hootenanny, and we're going to put the tickets on sale tonight.
Really? Tonight the tickets go on sale for Hemp Hootenanny.
They do.
And this is a brand new event.
It's brand new. When the HIA Vote Hemp called me and they said we're going to bring everybody down, but what we really want to do is do a public event for folks that benefits a great local organization. We're going to have Dr. Bronner's Magic Foam experience there.
Oh, Dr. Bronner's is coming in?
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
We're going to have a hemp break that folks, you can learn to break hemp yourself, make paper. You mentioned making paper, as well as Hemper beer from New Belgium, One World Brewing's Hempin' Ain't Easy. Those guys have been with us from the beginning. We're featuring all those vendors, Blue Ridge Hemp, Carolina Hemp Company, that have been there for us from the beginning, because we got folks coming all around the nation putting the spotlight on Asheville for hemp.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not
Hemp
hard,
City,
Ron.
man.
When I call people and say we're having an event in Asheville, I tell you, it's not hard to get them here anymore. You know?
Everybody's heard about Asheville.
I know, you say, where is that place?
Yeah.
That's not the case anymore, which is great for all of us.
Well, hopefully Asheville will be known as the city for hemp in North Carolina. You know, the place that people need to come to find out more and to be involved in the hemp industry here in our state.
Well, we got a good chance, Ron, because of where the interstates cross, the accessibility that Tennessee, Virginia, and South Carolina can get to North Carolina and vice versa.
Right.
So when you think about that 100-mile radius that I talked about, a farmer could be sitting there on the North Carolina line and go to a processor in Greenville and still make money. So yes, we see a lot of cooperation and partnership there.
Okay, awesome. So it looks like we got a couple of people watching. I think we're going to go ahead and finish the interview off right here. Thank you very much for telling me a little bit about hemp and HempX.
And if you're watching and you want to learn more, we are doing an event tonight at the block called Hemp Yeah with our friends at Blue Ridge Hemp. We're going to talk about all the changes in the law and some of the stuff that's going on, as well as some opportunities that you could take advantage of. So just go to hempxasheville.com or find us on Facebook at HempXAVL and start following us and join the Hemp Nation.
Awesome. I'll include all of that in the comment section below. And if anybody is watching this video and has any questions that you'd like to send over about hemp, please just go ahead and comment them, and I'll try to get back to you with details. So thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Ron, for the exposure.
I'm excited to check out the event. So it should be a lot of fun.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.